Hello everybody, and guess where I am today? Yes, I am at home, just like you, because we're all in lockdown. And first of all, I just really wanted to say hello to everyone. I miss seeing you all. I miss going to look at new jewellery, speak to designers, the people who buy them. So first of all, this is just an excuse to say hi and hope that you're all well and managing to stay sane while you stay at home. Now, being at home doesn't mean we can't do what we love, and I assume that you love jewellery as much as I do. And I have an awful lot of jewellery books, so I thought that I would share with you some of them that might lighten your lockdown moments. So I'm going to start with the heaviest of the books, because I really need to get it out of the way. And this is the book Ruby by the jewellery expert, historian, and ex-Sotheby's Joanna Hardy. Now, she takes an absolute deep dive into this gem. She talks about its history, the most famous jewels to incorporate this incredible stone. And this is for somebody who really, really wants to know more about this incredible gem. Her first book was Emerald, and she's now working on one called Sapphire. So you could have a trilogy of some very weighty tomes, and you need some pretty strong arms to read it. Now, next up is another red book. Now, I'm not choosing these by colours. This is total coincidence, and it is Francesca Cartier-Bricol's book called The Cartiers, about her family. Now, Francesca inherited from her grandfather archives, books, photographs, notes, letters, and using these, as well as a huge amount of research, she has pieced together some 600 pages that trace the history of her family, starting out in Paris just after the Napoleonic Wars with virtually nothing, to become one of the biggest names in jewellery. So not only is this a fascinating social history and incredibly thoroughly researched, it's also a great way to follow the evolution of style at Cartier, as well as to understand what really made this company so great. So I cannot recommend this highly enough. And with all this time on our hands, 600 pages, hey, it'll help pass a few days. Another book that also ties in very personal stories is called Hidden Gems, and it is by Sarah Hugh Williams, and Raymond Sancroft Baker. And these two jewellery experts at Christie's in London talk about some of the jewels that have passed through their hands and the stories behind them as well. So what they managed to do in this book is to capture those incredible little vignettes, those anecdotes that go behind some of the most famous jewels that they've auctioned, including the pink agate diamond, the rosebery pearls, the Manchester tiara, all sorts of amazing jewels. The stories about how they were created, who wore them, and how they came to auction. So this is absolutely lovely, and there's some really great photographs too. So this is one to dream when you're stuck at home. I like this book very much because it also has a very, very personal angle to it, as well as focusing on some of the most beautiful objects ever created in the Art Deco period, and they are Vanity Cases. Now, the name, A Kind of Magic, I'm not going to sing it to you, but if I tell you that it's linked to Freddie Mercury, you'll know why the book is called this, because in fact Kashmira Bulsara, who made this collection of Vanity Cases, did it in honour of her brother, Freddie Mercury. So it's an absolutely beautiful story, and these incredibly opulent, beautifully made objects really are just a window into another world where, you know, nothing was too much work, too expensive, or too opulent. Absolutely beautiful, and they're all documented in this book, again by our friend Sarah Hugh Williams, who did the book before, but this time with Peter Edwards. So this is really lovely if you like Art Deco. Here's another one which is all about jewellery through the rose-tinted spectacles of love. This is by the renowned historian Beatrice Shadow Sampson, and she looks at these little objects that capture our deepest emotions and survive through centuries. This is a historical look at love told through jewels. So absolutely lovely focus to look at jewels, and I love the photography, and I particularly love that cute little Cupid on the cover. Very, very nice. Now, I haven't forgotten about men, and I agree with James Sherwood, who wrote this, that men should wear more jewellery, and he looks at options for men today, from antique pieces through to vintage or contemporary. We can see a whole range of tie pins, cufflinks, chains, buckles, all sorts. So men, there is no excuse for not looking as dandy as you possibly can, even if you're stuck at home. So I want to see you in your best finery, men, while you're bored at home. Now, this book is is factual, before I move on to fiction. It is by Rachel Trethewi, and Rachel, I really hope I pronounced that properly. And it's a really interesting look at a particular moment that involved jewels in history, and it is about the campaign set up by Lady Northcliffe in 1918 to raise money for the soldiers returned from the First World War. And it's called Pearls Before Poppies because what Lady Northcliffe asked of her society friends was to donate one single pearl from their necklace to create a strand that could then be sold to raise funds. In fact, it became such a popular movement that women from all over Britain, indeed the world, sent in pearls, and they managed to make over 40 pearl necklaces. And this initiative was prior to the poppy campaign, so that's why it's called Pearls Before Poppies. So again, this is a beautiful piece of social history, a very specific moment in history, and also about her becoming more empowered and being able to change things and take action that had important consequences. So that's a really interesting little snippet of a moment in history that was quite crucial to, you know, how we deal with fundraising and the massive poppy appeal that still survives today. And now we're going to move on to something lighter. These are all works of fiction. And the first one is called The Christmas Connection, and it's by Josie Goodbody, who many of you might know because she used to work at PR in Graph. And she's created a character called Jemima Fox Pearl, or Pearl Fox, I can't remember, Fox Pearl, sorry. And it is a romp that involves tiaras, emeralds, helicopters, horses, stately homes. It is light, it is a laugh, and it's fun. So if you really just want to escape to a fantasy world, that one's for you. Also about a mystery connected with jewellery is Sophie Law's Olga's Egg. Now, Sophie is an expert in Russian art, and she looks at one of the missing Fabergé eggs and weaves a whole tale around it. So this is, you know, a good read, and it takes you right deep into Russia, the world of Fabergé, and all the shenanigans that were going on amongst the elite. And then we have a novel, again dealing with a lost jewel by Amy Mayerson, which is called The Imperfects. And in her novel, the Florentine, that famous yellow diamond, actually appears and then disappears, but I'm not going to give it away. The other thing that I really am getting into right now while I'm at home is looking at Joanna Hardy's videos made with Learning with Experts that are an online jewellery course. So there are 8 one-hour-long videos. You have to subscribe to them, and you can really immerse yourself in the world of jewellery and learn an awful lot. So there is no excuse while we're all in lockdown for not carrying on to feed our love of jewellery and to carry on stimulating and educating ourselves. So I hope that maybe I've inspired you to read something or to do the online course, and just to say hello, and I hope you all keep safe, keep well, and keep happy. Bye.